Good morning, everyone. In the today's session, I would like to continue regarding the actuators topic. In yesterday's class, we have gone a basic introduction related to the actuators, how the actuators plays a major role in the case of this robot for commencing of different tasks such as material carrying, holding of the objects, transferring of the material from one place to another place, and its classifications. In the today's class, we would like to move on with respect to different modes of actuators that are being utilized in the case of this robot control system. Coming to the actuation systems, the power supply utilizes and the power will be getting amplified based on the electrical power supply. And crossing with respect to different modes of actuation systems existing for drive commencement. There's electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic way. And getting the required power, there's an amplified power enters or supplied for the servo motors for the commencement of the actions related to the different orientations or else the sliding actions required for the operational sectors. Nominally leads to the variation in the different links. If at all in the orientation or else the rotational basis, in the sense the gears movements to a particular inclinational ranges. So, and finally, we'll be obtaining the destination by the transformational zone capability based on the theta orientations or phi orientations, theta inclinations and phi orientations. In the case of this electrical servo motors for the robots, see here, upon passing of this direct current power supply and with electronic switches, which are brushless switches, utilizing the stator with a permanent magnetic source and having this brushes initiates the positive and negative supply upon passage of the voltage and collecting the required output based on the movement of inertia. So certain omega need to happen in its confinity. Moving on to this concept upon this switching circuit, incrementing of the voltage factors leads to increasing with respect to the armature speed, getting the exact orientations, for the work done, for the work to be done in a precise manner. In the case of this electrical actuators, the main purpose of utilizing this electrical actuators is to achieve the requirements for commencing of the work in an highest precision oriented accessingness. And moreover, that precision also will be attained with only the slight way of aspects, such as easy to control, getting the asked from watts to the megawatts, nothing but incrementing of the power and expecting the corresponding outputs. The normal range of finding the velocities is ranging between 1000 to 10,000 RPM. Moreover, an exact orientations or servo control system is possible for it, maintaining an ideal torque for driving, having the excellent efficiency, getting the flexibility of autonomous power system. So autonomous power system in the sense, without the external force involvement or external commencement involvement, this power system utilizes the driving factors of the actuators to lead the job for achieving the required task to be commenced by the actuator beyond the surrounding of its range. In the case of these electrical actuators, most probably these are existing in the rotating, in the maximum 80 to 90% of the range. The electrical actuators, nothing but the motors, will be existing in the case of this rotating factors, and in some cases will be having a conformity of this sliding range. Nothing but the linear movements with respect to the gears, or having the a real kind of linear motors, nothing but the sliding actions in order to perform. Coming to the different types of electrical actuators, servo motors plays a major role for getting the good rotational strategies. DC motors, the brushless DC motors, asynchronous motors, synchronous motors, the reluctance motors, stepper motors. Most probably the initial type of motors, that is servo motors, plays a major role for processing the applications, different kinds of this robotics applications. Servo system is based on two types. Based on the feedback control, whether the given rotational strategy has been achieved or not. And the controlled quantity in the case of this mechanical actions. Here, let's have a detailed glance over these properties of the servo motors, which need to be maintained for getting the actions to be done in the real-time basis, lifting of the objects from the ground level to certain elevation levels, having of the high maximum torque or force that allows or leads towards the high acceleration or deceleration processes. Having the high zero speed torque or forces, attaining of the high bandwidth that provides the accurate and fast control by the motor, and by the motor in the sense here the links will be attached with respect to the motors, and motors will be placed at the jointal positions. Most probably this works in almost all the four quadrants. And robustness. These are the properties having with respect to the servo motors. Moving on to the advantages and the limitations towards this electrical servo motors. Coming to the advantages point of view, the power supplies can be utilized from any of the source available in multiple ranges. Coming to its economical point of view, regarding the operational strategy of these servo motors, it's having low in economy point of view. And large variety of products can be monitored or manufactured by utilizing this electrical servo motors and its links during the machining activities or commencing. The greatest advantage in the case of this electrical servo motors is having high power conversion efficiency. Very much easy to maintain, doesn't have any of the pollution, in the working environment. So they will not be having any of the pollution factors here. Coming to the disadvantages point of view, the one thing is the limiting factor, that overheating in the static conditions. So static conditions in the sense there will not be any movements of the machinery from one place to another place. Due to the gravitational strategy or gravitational approachment, it leads to have a thermal stresses creations within the different parts of the equipment or within the entire this motors. Even those get happened in the case of utilizing the emergency brake conditions or application at the time of applying the emergency brake factors. And requires the special protection and the flammable environments. These are some of the advantages and limitations related towards the servo motors. Coming to this stepper motors, it's having basically its own way of stepwise of inclinational strategy. In its turning positions, it used to move on in a sequence with respect to minimum 3 or even the more number of turn representations with respect to the stator. Hence, the rotation of the stator in its 360 degrees will be placing with respect to 3 different steps, that is 120, 120, 120. Or even more can be characterized as 90, 90, 90, 90. So perfect inclinational factors will be getting achieved in the 3 or 4 steps. But when compared to the servo motors, the stepper motors will have a very low speed. So slowly it will be getting inclined. It takes a particular time period for processing. But have always the monitoring aspect, having the greatest velocity ratio for the gears, because the mating of the gear tooth alignment will be in such a form of manufacturing form in the case of this manufacturing criteria. So that we'll be achieving the high angular precision. So precision in the sense perfectness. So we'll be achieving the high angular precision. And even the stepper motors, another one more highest quality is that it also perform a micro step by activating both the coils at once. Nominally, the stepper motor as a digital actuator will be energizing its stator windings in the form of an angular position as per the programmed basis. Nominally, we will be giving the sequence of instructions in the form of a programming, as we have been learned in the previous unit that different types of programming languages will be utilized for controlling the actuator or giving the set of instructions to the motors and its actuation systems. Particularly, those set of instructions will take as an input in the form of a voltage by these motor stepper motors, and the positions in the angular strategy will be getting as stated in the actuator. Nominally, this rotation occurs because of the magnetic interaction between the rotor pole and the other poles that are sequentially energized with respect to the stator winding. How will be getting selected this stepper motor? In what phases will be selecting this stepper motor in the manufacturing area? First one, unipolar or bipolar activity. So unipolar in the sense whether the sequence of operations should be progressed by the utilizing of this actuator in a unipolar. Polar in the sense here, rotational strategy, theta. So that is clear. So whether it need to be progressed in a clockwise or else counterclockwise also. Both the clockwise rotations and counterclockwise rotations need to be progressed. That is the first step need to be get into consideration for the selecting of the stepper motor. Second thing, the permanent magnet or variable reluctance. So here the reluctance. So incrementing of its speed or decrementing of the speed. There is a variable reluctance. So in some of the conditions we use it to maintain the constant RPM throughout the process commencement. And it is a static, will not be increased in its RPM while the process is commencing or decrease the RPM while the process has been completed. And variable in the sense, wherever we need the highest range of RPM for exercising the work, then it is being varied. The resistance will be getting increased or else can be decreased for increasing the RPM or decreasing the RPM of the motor. Nothing but a speed init actions will be getting taken place by increasing or decreasing. Going to the number of stacks that need to be identified and how many number of phases the actions will be getting progressed. How many degrees per step? So nothing but 2 degrees for each and every step. There is a minimal requirement, or else 45 degrees need to be get rotated in a next step that should be confided. 60 degrees or 90 degrees. So in such a way, the required orientations will be fed in the form of an input leads to a corresponding rotation by this motor. Microstepping, nothing but 0.02 in the float level of orientation in the angular representations leads towards the microstepping. Pull in or pull out torque. So here the torque in the sense again will be coming under its unitary movements towards the clockwise direction or towards the counterclockwise direction of movements. And detent of the torque decrementing or else incrementing. So at what phase, depending upon the work commencement in the industrial sector that are required, based upon that, we'll be getting selecting this stepper motor. So compulsory, these many rotations need to be commenced, or else in some cases, then incremental of rotations need to be placed, or at different levels, the range will be getting varied. So in the non-variance, it will be getting decreased to some extent. And whether it need to be happened in a unipolar direction or bipolar direction, or in a small phase of steps or else in a micro stepping range, like that will be having its sequence. And these are the parameters need to be considered in the case of this stepper motor selection. Moving on to the hydraulic type of actuators. So hydraulic in the sense, we have to remind in our mind that the actuators will be energized based on the pressurized fluids. Based on the pressurized fluids. So imparting the pressure over the fluids, which increments in its temperature factor also, increases in its velocity of movement if the pressure has been increased to the fluid with the greatest velocity up to the requirement as we require, will be utilizing the velocity based on the pressure increments. So it's directly proportional to the velocity and the temperature zones. Nominally, let's have a discussion related to the components existing in the hydraulic system. The hydraulic linear type of Actuators or rotary type of cylinders and ramps are utilized to provide the force for its linear actions, torque for its rotary actions. That energizes the joints in order to have a better control by this servo valve basis or else this manual valve basis, because a pressurized fluid will be existing and directional control valve that is used to vary or monitor either by manual way of operation or else by the solenoid way of control allows the pressurized fluids to flow on and for the certain actions to be getting taken place. So the cylinder and piston arrangement only. So transferable or these motions will be getting carried on when it's a sliding actions towards the positive x-axis or towards the negative x-axis. So the cylinder and piston arrangement has been placed in the vertical alignment, the moving of an positive y-axis and retraction that will be considering in the negative y-axis. And the components such as this hydraulic pump, which increases the pressure within the fluid system, the impartation of the pressure. And the electrical motor supports in order to operate this hydraulic pump for creating the pressure. So some cooling system is to get rid of the heat is utilized, such as cooling fans, radiators, constant coolant of nitrogen, etc. will be utilized for decreasing the heat that has been generated over the working process. And the oil reservoir used to store the oils, while the process commencement and filtration capabilities for filtering the fluid which is entered back to the reservoir after completing of the its sequence of movement. Basically, the servo valves are very much sensitive and controls the overall this fluid at what rate it is entering into the cylinder. Nothing but will be used to locate, will be locating this pressure indicators in order to limit the pressure and in order to increase the pressurized conditions for commencement of the actions. Normally, the servo valves are driven by the hydraulic servo motors. In order to control the either of the linear movements or else the rotatory movements, the sensors plays a major role by giving the feedback to the controller that at which position the cylinder is existing or piston position is existing or the end effector is existing, at what velocity the cylinder and piston movement is being taken place. In the case of its both orientation as well as the sliding actions, magnetic aspects, touch, etc. Connecting of these hoses or the components plays a major role for transmission of the pressurized fluids without any leakage happenings. Safety check valves will be utilized for non-return flow. So hence only the unique flow will be getting taken place without having this backward movement. And holding the valves constantly until the work has been commenced in a sequential basis. This is the typical diagram of this electrohydraulic and electromechanical actuators. See, This is the directional control valve, which used to give the position for forward movement and return stroke of movements. Let's have a detailed discussion regarding this. This is a solenoid way of operations. Nothing but electrical signal will be given to this for energizing. And next, for retraction stroke, this is the position will be utilized. And this is the null positions where no any connectivity. See here, there is no any connectivities regarding this. So if the electrical power supply has been given, automatically this first position will be connected to these four connectors. Hence, we will be having this passage of fluid from 1 to 2. You will be having connectivity from here and connectivity from here. That in the return stroke, it will be getting considered. So first position, see here, the load, it need to be carried from this place to back positions. So back positions in the sense, it need to be carried from this position to left side positions. For example, this is the apparent positions to be achieved. For that commencement, if the first position upon signal implications, this DCV valve, first valve has been coming to the existence, the fluid will be having connectivity to flow in this line, see, maintain the line, and fluid will be entering to this. So already entered fluid in this will be leaving towards the outside because this will not be having pressure. Almost pressure, the imparted pressure is utilized for moving the piston from bottom dead center to the top dead center. And hence the pressurized, hence the operational conversion limits and losses the pressure for the fluids. And the new entered pressurized fluids will be entering here and make alignments of doing backward movement of this piston to the bottom dead center from the top dead center. And hence already entered fluid will be getting drained back. So these connections will be coming here. And next, this is the connectivity will be having here. And the fluid will be drained to the oil reservoir. So that is the condition of first valve. If the first valve came into the position here. If the second valve came to the existence, nominally this is the cross alignments. Oil will be entering from this side and the forward stroke will be getting taken place from bottom dead center to the top dead center. And already existing fluid here will be getting drained here. So this is the position and from like this. So this is the position from this to here, it will be having connectivity and the fluid will be draining to the oil reservoir back again. So here for the energy conversions, so how much energy that is required for converting or carrying the load from top dead center to the bottom dead center and simultaneously from the bottom dead center to the top dead center will be having a confinity for better way of monitoring. In this way, the hydraulic system used for, and these actions will be very much slow, but will be having a perfect work done. Nothing but highest precision range of work will be getting achieved in the case of this hydraulic system. Coming to the pneumatic actuators, these are operated, these actuators normally operated with respect to the compressed air, nothing but pressurized air. Also, you can call this pressurized air. The greatest advantage towards these pneumatic actuators are nothing but having the flexibility of getting the actions very much quickly. Nothing but sudden actions will be getting taken place. The forward stroke or return stroke within a fraction of seconds will be getting done the work than the hydraulic considerations. But only the difference here it is hydraulic in the sense there is a self lubricant and pneumatic in the sense additionally the lubricant should be utilized because moisture will be contained in the air. So based on that, the moisture leads to the corrosion elevations at the internal walls of the cylinder piston arrangement. So for that purpose, additionally, the lubrication is necessary in the case of pneumatic actuators. Simultaneously, in the hydraulics, in the sense, almost we are utilizing the fluids, nothing but oils. So oil itself, nothing but the lubrication. Hence, in the hydraulic, no lubrication is required. But in the case of this pneumatic strategy, particular lubrication is required. And here, big forces with elasticity only can be utilized. no hydraulic leaks will be occurring. Coming to the disadvantages, speed control is not possible in the case of this. Already we have said that sudden actions will be getting considered. Most probably this will be depends on many variables that are out of the control. So cannot estimate the out of control range. Some other the types of actuators, as some piezoelectric, magnetic, ultrasound, shape memory alloys. Then the practical fields we're replacing in the automatic cameras for zooming the lens and contraction strategies. Piezoelectric for commencement of the electricity passing toward the material for examining processes. In the NDA applications, non-destructive type of identifications. These are some of the actuators. Externally, apart with the head, hydraulic and electrical. Manually, mechanical actions will be getting done. So these are the some of actuators and its working elements, advantages and disadvantages. Thank you. We will be meeting in the next class. So how many of you are present today?